Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. So, I got a treat for you. I'm gonna let y'all, like I always tell y'all, and on this one we talking mainly about marriage, but we're gonna talk about other relationships, because relationships is supposed to lead to marriage. So I'm gonna share with you something one of my friends, I call him AE. I'm trying to get him to create a YouTube channel because the insight is off the charts. And he's the guy that led me long ago to start doing research on different things in the world. This dude is sharp, he's bright, and he's a Libra. You know, we talked about Libras. So you can't try to, like, from a like judgmental court like setting, you can't try to one up a Libra, man. You gonna lose. You gonna lose. Like, if a Libra is vetting you, a Libra will never forget. They'll never forget what you tell them. So they will catch you up in lies. And I did a video about that. This is going to be uploaded in a second, but I need to talk about this first. So what I'm going to do, this is a video chat he sent me. I'm going to let you hear it from somebody that's in the field. Like, me personally, as far as I'm concerned, like, I'm doing things a certain way, so, but I know about the field, and he's in the field, basically. So just hear it from him. Listen to this.
Good morning. Buenos dias. Here's a good story for you, bro. So, I have a friend or what have you, and, we used to mess around in the past, and she was always like, well, you never asked me out and blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't need to, because you keep going back to your boyfriend, so it is what it is. And she's like, well, we should date. I said, for what? What reason? And she's like, well, da-da-da-da-da. I said, I'll tell you what. When people date, and I'm not saying, I'm holy or what have you, but I said, when people date, it has to be a conviction from the Holy Spirit, man. I ain't had a conviction yet about any woman on this excuse my language, on this face of the earth that God has told me I should date him. As a matter of fact, my gut reaction to damn near every woman that's come to me is y'all lost. And as long as y'all's lost, I can't trust anything any woman says.
Right.
Because I'm gonna watch your action, man. I don't watch your words, bro. It's about the action, and that's what the Bible asks us to do anyway. Is to watch, the fruits of the labor and such. Your actions got to back up what you say, and I told my boy that, my son, because, he's a young man, he's 20 now. Anyways, so, we were, whatever, we went out to eat, whatever, and she's like, so we dating, she's like, you don't mind if I try to find a sugar daddy? I said, no, not at all. But you, in the same respect, you don't mind if I have another concubine on the side of, you understand that, right? And she got upset, she's like, well, no, it's not the same thing. I said, why? Ain't no woman gonna tell me what the rules and regulations are in dating or an open relationship. Y'all ain't gonna tell me how it is. And you're not gonna tell me what I can or cannot do. We're not married, period. So you don't tell me what I'm gonna do. Just like you told me, I gotta find a sugar daddy. You don't worry about what I do. Understand?
That's what's out here, y'all.
It's a good story, man. It happened recently, and also what happened recently, there was another woman I was talking to, that I messed with, and she was like, yeah, I kind of want to date you and blah, blah, and she was like, I'm already getting hit on by this guy and this guy and this guy. And I said, okay, so what's your point? And she's like, well, I just said my point. I said, yeah, but why did you tell me you're getting hit on by this and this and this?
Trying to gain control.
Why can't the woman just be honest? Just tell me. You're trying to pressure me into dating you. That's not going to pressure me, bro. You're not gonna fool me with your words, man. You're not gonna lullaby me to sleep. You know, that's what you did. You know, why can't the woman stop being, I don't know, it's in your nature, man, without, it's true what they say, it's gotta be a godly woman, man, but she's gotta let go of the fleshly world desires, man, because as long as she's holding on to it, man, it's over. You might as well not even get started with it unless you need to get, you know, your basic needs fulfilled. But yeah, man, two good stories. It happened recently.
That is AE. That is my guy. We started corrections together back in 2007. One of the best to ever do it. There was some garbage, some stuff that happened that, you know, the supervisors panicked. But solid dude, man. I know him very well. And I'm trying to get him to get his own YouTube channel because, boy, you think I got stories. Man, he got a lot of stories, man. I'm going to tell you, like, I love talking to this guy, man. Like, for a while, that Trump stuff kind of got in the way of our friendship, but I could care less, man. I learned that you don't let politics get in the way of friendships because ain't no perfect politician. They all gonna lie about stuff. They all gonna do stuff. As long as the majority of what they do either keeps us at a good level or improves us, unlike Biden. I still don't agree with Biden. But at least he don't take up for him, you know what I mean? But like some other people try to do. But what I want to talk about, I want you to hear that because you really, he gonna get a YouTube channel. This is the type of people we need in the manosphere. Like, they talk about black manosphere, this, that. Anybody can, the manosphere is the manosphere. Like, whether it's the black manosphere, it's still the manosphere, and men can speak on men's behalf, whether they white, Latino, like my friend AE is Latino. So, but they can speak on men's behalf. And Pearly, no, a white man can speak in the manosphere as long as he speaks like we just men. Like, if he get to talking like he better or get to saying that racist stuff, we on your heels. We on your heels. So, let's talk about this for a minute, shall we? And then we're going to get into Sunday's sermon. Now, what I want you to understand, and I'm going to tell you, and I know she's going to get mad. I don't care. But I told her, I said, you know what? You done gave me some video material. I was told by my own, quote unquote, and don't think I'm throwing her under the bus, but I just want to show you how women think now. I was told yesterday by the woman that I married 20 some odd years ago. And this is what I'm telling y'all, man. This is what I'm telling you. This is what men face today. I was told marriage is slavery. Guys want to cook and clean and this. They don't want to do that no more. They want to sit back and run the show. They want to run the show. Okay, if you don't want to cook and clean, then we both will work. I'm still in control, though. So if you got a wife that tell you that she think that's slavery, because I ain't never been the type stop her from going place. She can go wherever she, as long as you don't do no crazy stuff, because I do not go for it. I don't believe in love. I don't. I think, well, let me rephrase that. I believe that love is possible, but it takes a lot of work that most people ain't willing to put in. And I think it takes longer than you think to grow. My grandmother loved my grandfather. He had a whole nother family. She didn't act no different. She said she not, Well, I ain't gonna go into that conversation, but I was a nosy kid, so I knew about all type of stuff that my cousins and stuff didn't know about. Because every time my mother and father would fight, they would take me and my sister to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother knew I was kind of a bad kid, so they'll make me sit down on the floor. Me and my sister, and we get sleepy, she'll look back at me with a smirk. They'll be like, such and such, you can go in the other room. You got to stay in here. So I used to be in their room on that little thin gray carpet, couldn't sleep. So I was just listening. And sometimes I would say stuff like respond. My grandfather and my grandmother, mainly my grandmother, be like, stay in the kid's place, mind your own business. We ain't talking to you. In a nice way. They used to be watching Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas, all them shows. I'm just laying there. I'm laying there. Wait, hold on. So I'm just laying there. And like I watched my grandmother her whole entire life. And I saw something different in my grandmother, and I always said, when I get married, I want to marry a woman who acts like her. We couldn't eat until my grandfather got as much as he wanted. And she always made enough where he could eat to his heart's content, and then all the kids, it was a lot of us. Like me, my sister, my cousins, plenty of us. So, but we had to wait until my grandfather got what he wanted. But see, now women, they want to sit back. Well, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You this, you that. Let me tell you something. You can try to avoid failures in life all you want. You still gonna fail. You still gonna have issues you gonna have to deal with in life. You can play it safe all you want to. You still gonna have issues that you have to deal with in life. So, women are selfish at times because they still want to get married, but they don't want to submit. Like I heard somebody say, I don't like people telling me what to do. Huh? You don't like people telling you what to do, but you want to be married though. Let me give you women some advice. And this is straight 100%. If you don't want to follow a man's lead, don't get married. Because you getting married and you know you don't want to follow a man's lead, you selfish. You just doing it for show. And a lot of time women will fool you. Because if they 10 years in, 20 years in, they change, that's because they was never like that to begin with. I saw it happen with relatives. And then when I got older and I understood, I said, she was just trying to be like my grandmother. But that's not who she really was. See, sometimes when women respect somebody, they'll try to play a role as long as they can. But a woman who can't be what she is when things go bad, that's because that's not how she is. That's not who she is. That's why the Most High, I say all the time, has a sense of humor. He gave them XX, where really if you pronounce it is hex. And you know how when you trying to put a hex on somebody, like people will say it twice. That was the Most High. I'm telling you. The wisdom of God. He called them XX. When you put the 2 points together with the 2 X's, it makes a hexagram. So women is pronounced hex, and guys are pronounced hex Y. Think about it. That shows you the wisdom and the mind of God. They XX or hex, and we are hex Y. Because that's what Adam was supposed to say. Why would you hex the whole creation? by disobeying God. See, women have always wanted to be in control. I know if Eve knew what he said about the trees in the Garden of Eden, she had to know what her purpose was. She didn't care. She wanted to run the show. Don't y'all know that you supposed to, for you not to be hex in a man's life, you got to do things the way you supposed to do them, which is be a helper, be a companion, don't be quarrelsome. These women be giving you back talk. They say, who you think you is? What you mean back talk? You obviously not following the scripture. You follow and do as thou will. And that brings me to, I want to show you, I got another clip from AE. This one is a little longer, but I'm going to play it for y'all. So y'all, I'm telling you, this man has great insight, man. I'm telling you. Listen to this one. Wait, hold on. It's trying not to play.
Yeah, no doubt, you are correct.
That was
Isis,
a conversation we was having.
AKA Lucifer, goddess worship. That you're actually worshiping him. When he fell, according to the book of Enoch, his beauty, his hair, everything, long hair was given to the woman. So because they're emotionally unstable, he's able to
but I get what
attack them first, because they were the family unit. They were the ones that kept family together. Now, I grew up in a household where my mom and dad were married almost 48 years before he passed. And she was raised by a guy, by my grandfather. He was, like head of the household, but in a different way, the old school way, physical, all that stuff. And so she was like that, stubborn and all types of stuff. And my dad was laid back and I guess you would say emotionally stable. And that was the difference of seeing that.
Wait, we'll come back to that in a second. I just want to, before I forget. So, like I told you, XX is the chromosomes of a woman, but it's also the seal of Saturn, which is where we get the word Satan from. Saturn is the 6th planet away from the sun. So, what does this say? Does this say every woman is evil? No, it doesn't. But it does say that if she doesn't follow the good, that she'll be evil. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, what he branded them with the XX. But they can be, like he say, wives, be subject to your husbands as unto the Most High. So, when they choose the good, they are good. When they choose the bad, they are bad. You could try to sugarcoat it. You could try to do whatever you want to try to do. When they won't submit to their husband, they choosing the bad. Because if you made him your husband, then you supposed to, this your husband, you supposed to submit to him. You supposed to surrender. But these women, like somebody played a clip where they was doing their vows, and when they said obey, she looked funny. She wouldn't say obey. And he laughed. You know why? Modern man, we're going to talk about modern man tomorrow. We're going to talk about what's wrong with modern man. Because you also have on YouTube guys that try to make it by bashing the manosphere. You ain't going to make it. You're going to be just like Hafiz. You're going to be just like Hafiz. Like, some of these guys, like, this what they do. I'm going to show you. And one of them, like I said, I'm researching his videos. He on his way to the grill. And you could talk all that tough talk all you want. Tough talk, and you in a whole city that I'm not ever going to go to. It's like hearing from a girl. So when you go on the grill, you could talk that tough talk, but if you ain't gonna come here, because you can navigate your way around here. I can't navigate my way around them big old cities with millions of people. But that's off subject. So what's happening is you have people that were planted in the manosphere, and we don't know exactly which ones. Some of them we pretty clear about. Anton Daniels. Some of them wasn't probably even like that, but they took agreements. So you have all these plants that's trying to justify these women, talking about, are you bashing women? How is a person bashing women by talking about what they do? If you don't want that to apply to you, stop doing it. Stop saying it. Stop acting like that. These women, they say stuff like I've been told myself, you saying stuff, you telling them people stuff, and people don't care nothing about. You don't. You know what I mean? And I could go way further in, but I don't, man. It's like when a woman is doing some old shady stuff behind the scenes, like I told y'all, she gonna always say stuff like, man, don't be putting people on business, you talking about me and all this other stuff. And everything don't even be about people I know. Some stuff be prophetic. It just be stirring up in my spirit, and my spirit be showing me the truth. So if you want to get married, you talking about you want a husband. If you're not going to subject yourself to him, you're not going to submit to him. And I don't want to hear that submit yourself one to another. That is not talking about marriage. That's talking about like from a church aspect, from a fellowship aspect. That's not talking about husband and wife. The head of the man is God, the Most High. The head of the woman is the man. That's not talking about relationships. You're not built for relationship if you don't want to help. You say, well, I don't know how to cook. I don't clean. Okay, find a different way to help then. And if he get a maid or she come in there with a big old jiggly booty, that's what you get. Remember that Martin episode where he hired the twins? What Gina do? Gina, that was so realistic because that's exactly what most people would do. She went and got her a little buff dude, which was basically tiny, Zeus. So you are not in a man's life ever, 100%, none of you, to lead him. If you leading a man, you are a man. If you trying to lead a man, you acting like a man. And that's what, like, y'all talk about black women. Okay, most black women, what's the problem? Women in general, but we're not talking about them right now. This don't just apply to y'all, but right now we're talking to y'all. And I can say this with utmost truth. I don't know any black women that submit to their husband. Not a single one. Other than my grandmother. I can't think of nobody right now that submits to their husband. All the women that would are not married. And I'm sure there's some out there. I don't know them. Not a single one. Now, I will say that some do a good job of helping their husbands. Better job than some. Let me tell you something. Let me show you something right here. People be wanting their wife to stay at home, right? But it takes a certain amount of money. If you even believe you could do well with $40,000, you don't know how to count. You need to make 80,000 after taxes. I done factored it all in. The lowest 60. 60 and cheap, not barely even enjoying your money. So, but if you in the 40s or the 50s, you're going to have a hard time. Even if you by yourself. In today's world with today's prices. I'm telling you, it don't matter how you try to count. If you not making 60,000 super cheap, 80,000 if you not super cheap after taxes, you're going to have a hard time. That's why you think these women work. And if you choose not to work, you choose to focus on the kids, then focus on the kids then. Don't worry about what he doing. Focus on your kids then. If you a stay-at-home wife, you ain't no stay-at-home boss. Y'all think that's the answer? It's not. I'm telling you, they be getting divorced too. Because the dude will be like, man, you talking all that stuff. You ain't even helping me. If you choose to go that route, then you supposed to be more quiet. You see him stumbling. Let's say it was an actual fight. And I'm going to close after this. Let's say it was an actual fight. And the wife was out there and the husband was getting jumped. This is what it's like, what a lot of women is doing. This is what it's like. Your husband is fighting all these people. And it's weakening him because he's fighting too many people. And instead of you jumping in there and helping him fight, you helping the other people by you kicking them too. That's what it's like, what a lot of women is doing. You will be amazed what people go through on their jobs. When they come home, they shouldn't have to deal with none of that. These women now, you have been on work all day and they want you to rub their back. They want you to rub their feet. It's everything, like a lot of stuff is backwards now. That's why we be telling y'all, reconsider that marriage stuff, man. It's not what you think. I don't tell you not to get married. I tell you, if you find a unicorn and she surrenders to you, you want to go that extra step, just don't do a marriage license because she might switch up on you down the line. It could be an act. They do switch up down the line. A lot of time, a lot of guys can tell you, she is not who she was when I met her. And they say, well, you ain't who you was. Yeah, I might not be, but who I am right now is not hurting the relationship. You hurt the relationship. And that's what's happening with a lot of men. That's what's happening with a lot of men. So, don't be hex. That's your chromosomes, but it don't got to be you. Surrender. Pick your battles wisely. And one thing, I'm going to show you something. Don't ever do this. If you, for one, let's go back to how she said marriage was slavery. If that's how you feel, make that known in the beginning so before y'all even get anywhere down the line, make that known. If men want you like you say, make that known in the beginning. And then we'll see. We'll see how much they want you. Me personally, my observation is a lot of these women, they only gonna make it with a mentally slow simp. Or one of them, they got, woman is God type of dudes. You ain't gonna make it with no intellectual dude. He might smash you a couple times, might deal with you for a couple days. But when you get to saying that marriage is slavery and stuff like that, he ain't gonna want nothing to do with you. He gonna get the feminine woman. Hey, listen. That little woman trying to talk to me like I'm a man, That and y'all talk to y'all like y'all, man. This how you know it's fluff. Cause if you get the whooping on her head, all she gonna do is call the police. Or try to call her relatives, and you probably gonna beat them up too. That's all they gonna do. So I don't get why they even talk to men like they do, and why they try the stuff they try. It just don't even make sense. It's just disrespect. That's all it is. Most of the dudes I beat up in life is because they was disrespect. They didn't think I was gonna beat them. A lot of guys, like I tell y'all about my roommate in college, stuff like that. These guys don't be thinking you gonna do them like that because they don't respect you. You have to earn people respect sometimes. And these women, you can't earn a woman respect. It works different in relationship. They have to choose to respect you. And all y'all do is talking about you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. You dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. How old are you? Age really don't matter because some of the young ones, they understand this. But some of these guys that don't, you shouldn't be, if you don't understand that, why are you talking about dating? You are a grifter. If you don't understand that women choose when, where, and how they gonna respect a man, you don't need to be talking about this here. You grifting. These guys get on here, they put their little clothes on, had a nice little background. With me, that don't mean ish. I don't look at none of y'all like you better than me. Like you look better than me. All that stuff don't matter. You better watch yourself. Because some of these guys are rearranged that face of yours. And I'm just saying. You think because you in the gym hitting the bag. Man, don't you know people will move around? You ain't going to be able to hit a person and know how to fight like that. You'll have to get lucky or be extremely skilled. These guys they're on the treadmill showing all their flesh to women. These women pumping some of y'all heads up. Your pride to go before your fall. Don't let these women pump your head up. But they'll never debate though. All they want you to come to their stuff so they can put you backstage, so they can mute you. Not falling for that no more. Not falling for that no more. All of you dating coaches, man, please. With these, how can you coach? The only thing that can be coached with guys is guys that can show them, I was married this long, this what happened. This what happened with here. This what happened with there. I ain't trying to hear from no dude that think that all these women gonna do right every time. Not trying to hear you, man. You goofy to me. But anyway, thanks for watching. We got the Sunday sermon coming, so stay tuned.